The time has come. Johnny Somali is facing trial, and it is not going well for him. Atozy's there. Atozy went and he checked things out. Let's see what he's got to say.
Things, like last time, things went awful for Johnny.
Yes.
This time it went terrible. He even got humiliated in court. I mean, it was really bad from the start. And just to start things off, I'm going to run through the whole trial so you guys kind of get a picture of how things were, even though you guys weren't there. So there was a few people there. There wasn't that many people this time. But Johnny at 3:59, Johnny's lawyer came in. So right on time for the trial and so on. Then at 4, a woman walked in who apparently was a witness. We didn't know of her. We hadn't seen her. We were assuming that Bong Bong was going to testify today, but apparently not. Then at 4:03, Hank walked in, and that also...
I heard Hank is fucking done. I heard that he's out, that he's like down 18K or something like that.
Confirmed that Hank is still associated with Johnny. Then at 4:05, so this is 5 minutes after his trial started, Johnny was still not there. So Hank, he starts panicking and talking to the lawyer, and they don't know where Johnny is. So then...
Of course, Johnny just completely skipped or was late. Both.
Hank has to run out of the courtroom and I guess call Johnny and figure out where this guy is. So moving on with my notes here, let's see. 1 second.
What does skipping court think that's going to do for him? That just makes everything worse.
Then we have at 4:07, Johnny then walks in, this time respectfully, in a fitting suit. It seems like Johnny realized how bad things were and finally took the cue, and he was like, okay, I'm going to lock in because clearly things are not going well for him. So then everyone sits down, or everyone stands up, judge walks in, everyone sits down. Okay, court starts. So then at 4:12, Johnny then confirms that he is still a quote-unquote student and that he still actually lives at Hank's house.
He's a student? So like he goes to, like, he does classes and stuff? Is that true? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
So that's interesting because Hank is going on to say, oh, Johnny does not live with me. I do not help Johnny anymore. I'm not associated with him anymore. Apparently that's not true. So
okay, then why say it? What's the point of that?
I have the 8 charges that he's currently facing. Right. I have Gabe with me here, who's been helping me translate and also find all the location and everything, you know, and so on. So shout out to this man for being here. But essentially, so there's the first charges they talked about were it was the business obstruction charges, and they were related to the buses.
Yes,
correct?
This is the new charge that they announced today. So this is the one that we didn't know for sure, but I predicted was going to be the bus incident on the 27th.
So that was was it 7011 bus, or was it 7013A?
It was 7011 and 7013A.
Okay, and then you had another bus 20. Oh, so it was a 2024 incident. That's why it was bus 2024. Okay,
yes,
so that's
yes.
Okay.
This had happened in 2024.
Okay.
So that's why, that's also why they're adding it to this case, among many reasons, is because it was all around the same time. So they consider this a crime spree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
wow.
So
they consider it a crime spree. That's fucking crazy. I mean, that is what it is.
So the first 2 disturbances. So the first bus, that was for playing NK propaganda on the bus, and then the second one was for just text-to-speech donations and just, you know, disturbing the peace on the bus. So
loud noises, to turn it down.
Dude, this guy is so fucked. He's so fucked, man. I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen to him.
Yes,
causing a disturbance, and also the live streaming. That in itself, they consider to be a disturbance. That, you know, making other people feel uncomfortable if you have your camera. Like right now, we're here. We're not putting people in the frame, right? Mm-hmm. If you're on a bus, you're live streaming other people as well. Yeah. So that's considered a disturbance as well.
So then
Yeah, and I don't even think people care if you're live streaming on the bus. Just don't live stream them. As long as it's only got you in the frame, I don't think anybody really cares. And also, if you're not being a disturbance.
4:15, you had that moment where they went, oh, if you change the time, we plead guilty here. And that didn't fully make sense to me. So, like, what was that about? Because that was what Johnny's team said.
It's very common for an accusation to have like some small mistake, like it could be a date or a time or a location. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
If you say no, it wasn't this day, it was that day, it's still a crime. It doesn't matter. But Johnny nitpicks about stuff like this, and the lawyer brought that up as a.
Yeah, because in America you can get off really easy on a technicality. I don't think they're gonna let him off on a technicality.
Okay.
And so the compromise was, do you admit to everything except the date that this happened? Yes, he admits to everything except for the date. Okay, that's a guilty plea.
Okay, so yeah, then he pled guilty for all the obstruction charges. So all 4 obstruction of business charges, he pled guilty for.
Right.
Yeah, so he's not getting out of this scot-free. He's not getting a slap on the wrist.
Then, so
he's gonna get some time.
Plea, then the witness got up and left because they no longer needed her to testify against him, because we're assuming that the witness was one of the workers at Lotte World who witnessed him, disrupt and stop the ride and do all the stuff he did there.
Yeah, when she turned around, I recognized her from the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
100%. I recognized her from the video.
Okay, so then you had the whole deepfake charges. So the lawyer then said that Johnny was intoxicated. So they used him being intoxicated as an excuse for why he distributed those.
Which is not an excuse. If anything, that makes everything much worse.
Their number one argument is that, this was his lawyer finally making an argument, which they've been asking him to do.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not responsible for the things that I do when I'm drunk. That's the argument that he's trying to present for that. Yeah, that's so fucking retarded.
Because that's what you're supposed to do in court.
Yeah.
And he keeps saying, oh, I gave you the evidence, or oh, I'll tell you later. But finally they got him to make an argument, and his number one argument was he did not produce the deepfakes, even though I think he probably did. Mm-hmm. He did not produce the deepfakes, all he did was to distribute them. So you admit to distributing them.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that's essentially what happened. Yeah.
But he is insisting on a not guilty plea. So it looks like his lawyer or somebody was able to convince him that the Lotte World charge was a lost cause. Mm-hmm. And so that's what Johnny gave.
Interesting.
Guilty plea.
Dude, he's so fucked. Man, like, he has no idea what's going on. He has no idea what he did, even. Like, I don't even think so. I think he barely thinks that he did this stuff. The only reason that he even knows that he did it is because people are telling it. Like, he's just going with the flow, day by day.
Changing the plea from not guilty to guilty for Lotte World.
He's fucking, like, there's nothing going on between his ears.
But insisting on not guilty.
Except maybe a tornado.
Okay. And then that's when a new dialogue started, because that's when the prosecution wanted to bring in witnesses for the deepfakes. And Johnny's lawyer did not want witnesses involved at all.
Right.
So then,
Too bad.
What happened after they didn't want witnesses? What did the judge say, and how was the reaction of the court then?
This was interesting. He, since he got overruled when he tried to block the witnesses.
Yeah.
They do not want Bong Bong to testify. They don't want Yongman. They don't want either of them to testify. That's clear. We know.
Yeah.
We know. We've known that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, he was actively in court trying to block them, and he was overruled on that.
Okay.
Good.
So, but since
I feel like any kind of motion that they're going to try and make is going to be overruled.
they're having the witnesses, the lawyer requested more time than usual.
Okay.
To examine them.
So
why?
What's a normal time to examine someone, you think?
Yeah, why would you do that? Why would you do something useless like that to waste more time? You know that wasting time makes you look even worse in front of the judge everywhere. It's not just an America thing. This is everywhere. Judges don't like their time wasted.
It depends on the case, and all that. They'll set it, and for this they set 15 minutes for the defense for the lawyer to interview the witnesses. They set 15 minutes, and since he couldn't block it, he wanted more time with the witnesses, which means if they can't block the witnesses, they really want to grill them. So he might be planning on going all in on Bong Bong.
Oh, wow. Okay, so is it Johnny's lawyer that's grilling Bong Bong, or the prosecution that's grilling Bong Bong?
It'll be first the prosecution for 15 minutes, and
Yeah.
then next is Johnny's lawyer for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then the judge might ask some questions as well.
Yeah, this is so stupid. This ain't gonna work.
And then you have another witness as well. So it'll be times 2, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Interesting.
And then another times too, because they're going to do a translation for everything.
Oh,
so
wow.
So that makes
okay.
it twice as long. Yeah.
Okay. And that's happening in October. And then other than that, like, so then you had what were the minor crimes charges? Were they ever brought up during this case or trial?
That is settled that the plea is guilty.
Okay.
So, minor crimes, and now.
Yeah, guilty all around. And the one that he pled not guilty to, I don't think he's getting out of.
We can say obstruction of business. The plea is guilty for 6 charges.
Okay.
Damn.
Interesting. And so overall, how was Johnny's lawyer?
Flustered, definitely out of his depth. I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah, got the whole world looking at him, man.
I know he was pressured by Hank's family to be a part of this case, and I think he's trying to do his best to balance between Johnny and normalcy.
Yeah.
Normal, like, sane, actual normal procedure.
Yeah. And how is the prosecution handling this case, you feel like?
I mean, obviously very professional.
Okay.
Right?
So would you consider them to be pretty aggressive on this case, or how would you rate it?
Yes, I would say today they were aggressive on it. The paradox is, how can you simultaneously admit to having distributed, which is the crime that it's accused of, and insist on this not guilty plea?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Because he just doesn't understand. And I bet the lawyer tried to explain it to him, and he was like, nope, I'm smarter than you. I'm Johnny Somali. I know more about this. I only have you here just in case I miss something. Dude, he's so fucking retarded. Like, and if the lawyer's going for this, holy shit, man, he's cooked.
It's thinking, the more I think about it, the crazier it is. But that's what we just witnessed.
Wow.
Is this lawyer using Johnny's argument?
Yeah.
Saying basically, I didn't make it, so I'm not guilty. Even though, again, I think he did.
And also,
that's not what he's being charged with. He's not being charged with making it. He's being charged with distribution. Wouldn't it be manufacturing a deep fake?
Like the whole charge is for the distribution. So they're like, oh, we didn't make it. I did distribute it though, but I was drunk. That's essentially what we're seeing unfold.
Yes, that's the mental gymnastics that we saw happen today. Lawyer was very flustered, turning red, stuttering. I don't think he has a natural stutter like Hank, but he does have a strange way of talking.
Yeah.
But he definitely seemed very uncomfortable.
Interesting. Did the judge give any reaction to this, or was he?
What do you think? How much time you think he's gonna get? Leave it down there in the comments. Let's try and predict this. Let's guess.
Confused, or how was the judge reacting to this?
The judge, as usual, is very, sort of above everything, above the fray, and was very calm and very patient with the process. But he's also the one who.
Yeah, but I bet he's burning on the inside. He just wants this to be over with.
Said, no, you cannot block these witnesses, and no, you cannot extend your, interview time with them.
Right.
Cross-examination.
Wow. Do you have any other overall thoughts on this trial?
That was crazy. That was just insane.
Dude, it sounds fucking crazy. It sounds absolutely ridiculous and fucking retarded.
All this stuff, there's so much stuff that's just unprecedented. It's stuff you just don't do.
Okay, yeah, so this is just an absolutely not a normal trial.
This is like, it's almost like Monty Python.
Really? Okay, yeah, so it is just a full-on clown fest.
It's a clown fest.
Okay.
It is absolutely a clown fest.
If you were going to give a prediction of, like, how the prosecution...
The court is a circus.
...was and, like...
They call it the theater of court for a reason.
From previous cases you've seen in Korea, what do you think the most likely
absolute cinema
you get from all this is?
At this point, I think the prosecutor is going to say something like 4 or 5 years. Maybe
Wow.
More.
Wow.
Okay.
Because of Johnny's insistence.
Yeah.
And because of his insincerity with his guilty pleas.
Yeah. And now, I mean, finally, he's locked in, but it also seems like it's kind of too late to start acting like he's actually sorry. Because he didn't actually act like he was sorry today. He was just being respectful.
Yep. He's about as sorry as he was when he was apologizing to Ice Poseidon.
Being a normal person today, from what I saw, and that's really it. Yeah, the bar is really set low, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all for now. I'll be making a full video soon. What would you say?
Hank was fine. Johnny's behavior was fine.
Yeah.
Lawyer just feel bad for that guy.
At least he's still getting paid.
That's it.
But this is gonna be on his record, though.
Thank you guys for the support, and I'll see you guys when I make a full long-form video on this.
Yep, and I'll be here to react to it. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications if you want to see me talk about the updates in the Johnny Somali case. Because I'm going to be talking about it. We're back talking about Johnny Somali every day. Well, not every day. I'm probably not going to talk about him tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see if there's any new interesting, hilarious news to cover about this absolute retard. See you in the next one.